Hi everyone, welcome to my home. My name is Lisa Abbey and my channel is about stitching. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Today is Wednesday, I don't know, beginning of September 9th maybe? Anyhow, it's been a wonderful day today. I was able to go to a local needlework store, Little Creek Needleworks today, and anyways, yeah, it's just been generally a fun day. So I thought I would share with you a little bit about what I've been working on, and then I'm gonna go cook dinner. So anyway, hope everybody is getting a little bit of stitching time in. I've been in a little bit at the end of the day, and then it rained on Sunday, and I was off on Monday, and it rained that day too, and so I basically just stitched all day, so it was wonderful. I have been putting a few of my fall things out, so I changed up some of the quilts and things. A lot of people usually ask me like the pattern designs of some of these quilts, but like this one I know is probably at least 25 years old, and so I don't remember what magazine I got it out of. I know it was probably one of those, was it Miniature Quilt Magazine? Anyway, I can't remember where it was from. But anyway, I changed out, got one of my little wall hangings out, and then I have some pumpkins over here. And I decided to put my green quilt up. I didn't think my blue one would jive with all the fall colors, so I switched it out. It's a funny story about this one. It's funny when I look at it, I always think of the story. So I had hand quilted this one. This one I think was, oh shoot, I thought of the lady's name a little while ago and now I forgot about it. I want to say it was like maybe Laura McCullum or something like that. Anyway, she had a TV show that was a quilting show, I believe with another lady. Anyway, they did this flying goose type of layout on a quilt. Anyway, so I tried to replicate it with the scraps and stuff that I had on hand, which is totally not my greens anymore, but anyway, it's still a good memory. So, and I had it almost all hand quilted, and like all of my projects, it kind of started to linger and linger. And so my mom volunteered to finish quilting it for me. And so this was way back when we actually used templates, you know, to draw our quilting designs, you know, and I actually even used pencil. You know, I think this was one of my first quilts I ever made. Anyway, my mom finished it and she even bound it, I believe. And so she washed it because she was trying to get the pencil lines out of it. Anyway, she told me the story. She's like, Lisa, I don't know how I'm going to get these pencil lines off of here. I've washed it like 3 or 4 times. Now, at the time when she was telling me this, I tried to like conceal my horror, you know, because I'm thinking to myself, you've washed it how many times? You know, to my, you know, so it really kind of faded it quite a bit. And because that was back when, you know, fabric wasn't that true. And, you know, anyway, she's like, yeah, I've washed it like, I don't know, 3 or 4, maybe more times, and the pencil lines are still on there. I'm like, it's okay, don't wash it anymore, you know. And then it was like, all of a sudden, like a light bulb went off, and she's like, oh. That was like the one time when I felt like I might have been a little smarter than my mom in a certain instance, which it really never happened, because she was a great seamstress. You know, she had a lot of expertise in a lot of things, and especially like cleaning and washing, and I just couldn't imagine that, you know, she washed it that many times, and it really did kind of fade it out quite a bit, and it's never quite been the same colors since then, but that's okay. It's a good memory, and it usually makes me giggle when I think about it. It didn't make me mad at the time at all. You know, it was what it was, you know, but it made me giggle a little bit. And so when I put it up, I thought of that story and thought of her, and Got a little choked up, but that's okay. It's a process. But anyway, so I thought that would be nice to hang out here in her room. I think it's always going to be either her room or my sewing room, but I think it's going to be a lot of times her room. Anyway, okay. So I have been able to do a little bit of stitching this week, and I have a pile of stuff, and I was able to I got some Stitchy kindness, which I'm tickled about, so I will talk about that too. And some of that is kind of sprinkled all through my projects. So we're just gonna take one thing at a time. There won't be categories of finished and whips and plans. It's all gonna be whatever comes up in the pile. So hang on to your hat. No, I don't think it'll be that exciting. You'll be okay. Okay. One of the first things I worked on was Witch Witch by Lottie Da. Super cute pattern. I was gifted this one from a buddy, and so I had started it before. I had the border all worked on, so I just started working on the inside motifs one evening after work. So I was able to get the 10/31, but the date in the chart was 2015, like a 15, and so I have to chart the 20. But I didn't feel like thinking about that at the time, so I just moved on to some of the stars, and I got her head done. Look at her hair. So cute. So anyway, I worked a little bit on that. That was fun. I worked a little bit on a red sampler. I know since it's supposed to be Sampler September, and I had plans to work on a certain project that I'll talk about later that was gifted to me. I think I spoke about it last week, A Shepherd's Song. And I didn't have the fabric big enough for it, so I decided to move on to another one. And this was really the only one that kind of said sampler to me. So this is a Be Well and Stitch freebie. And I did it in Anchor 20. So I was able to get that one finished. And I'm kind of thinking it might look, I had, when I posted it on Instagram, a couple of people said, oh, that'd be pretty as a drum. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do with that, is to make it into a drum. Okay, so I did a little bit on my Not Forgotten Farm spring farmhouse. I had worked on the house a little bit between the last video and now. So I was able to, I had the roof in already, so I just did the windows and the door frame. And then I had to stop because I didn't know what color I was going to do in my house. But I made that decision today, or at least I think I did. I went ahead and got Gentle Art Burlap, and I'm thinking that's going to be my house. The original is just like a creamy, yellowy, beigey color. But I don't know, I just kind of thought to jazz it up a little bit. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to try and see how it looks. And if it doesn't work, then I'll try something different. I did finish up my Blessed by Priscilla and Chelsea, the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch. They offered this freebie on Priscilla's blog, and so I was able to get that finished up this last, oh dear, there we go. Super fast. I did the majority of it except for the large sunflower. I just did it one evening after work. And so then the second time I worked on it, I did the large sunflower. Had it done in no time. So I just have to figure out how I want to finish that. The colors that I used on that one were just DMC colors. I used 676, and I used 3866 and 838. So I thought they turned out cute on my little. So that's fun. I was able to get that finished. Okay, then I put a little bit of work in Basket Full of Wintertime by Brenda Gervais. I think the last time I just had the Santa and the reindeer and a few of the snowflakes done. So I was able to get the rest of the snowflakes done, and I started the basket and got this stuff done over here. I just need to do the roof and the snow. And I decided on mine to change the colors, go figure. And so she had kind of like a, I don't even know what color to call that for the house, kind of like a peach and a, I don't know, an orangey red. I'm not an orangey red kind of person, so I decided there's a salt box that's by me that's it's really all this darker shade of green with a real dark roof. Anyway, it's so pretty, but it kind of called for two colors, so I decided to do a lighter green. But I'm thinking that's gonna be pretty. I'm liking that. So not much more to do left on that one. Okay, and so I have the Acorn House Pin Drum by Heartstring Samplery. Sorry, Beth. Anyhow, I think I started this on Mania, and so I decided to put a little bit more work into it. I started with the back part of the drum, and then I had done the tree, and so this time I worked on the house. And so I just decided to do like a taupe and a cream, and then I did like a goldy color yellow for the lights being on in the house. So, and then while I was at Little Creek today, I found some little trim. I got Lady Dot Creates mini palms. And so that's what I'm going to put around the top and the bottom. And so at the top you stitch, I think it's like your initials and like an acorn or something on the top. So anyway, kind of excited about how that's turning out. Sorry, my lighting is starting to get kind of funny in here. Okay, so I got a little bit done on that. I just have to start the other tree, and that shouldn't take too long. And then I worked a little bit on Grateful, Thankful, Blessed by Brenda Gervais. And sorry, I was getting a call. I'd been kind of debating on what color I was going to do my pumpkin on top of the roof. And so I think I figured it out when I was at Little Creek today. I was looking at some of the variegated floss, the fancy floss, and I think what I'm going to try to do is just use 2 shades of cream. What did I pick? I picked 739 and 738. And I think what I'm going to do is when I stitch the pumpkin on top of the house, I'm just going to stitch it kind of in rows. Not in rows, kind of like in the seams of the pumpkin would be. I'm going to go with the darker color and then kind of do a little bit of light. Anyway, I'm going to try to do my own kind of shading on the pumpkin on the top. We'll see. Hopefully it works out. But I got quite a bit done on that. I was able to get a lot more of the house done, and I got most of the little guy done. I have to put the head on. Anyway, and I'm almost done with the house, so loving this one. I'm hoping to have it up for this fall, so I'm planning on kind of kicking it in high gear, because there'll still be a lot of stuff that I could stitch like at work. On my break, I can just like kind of continue down on the border outline, and I have the whole border on the bottom to do also. So I thought if I just figured out the beginning and the end, I could have that be my lunchtime stitch. So that's my plan for that. While I was at Little Creek, they had some cotton velvet. Anyway, I kind of was toying with maybe using that on one of these on the bottom of that acorn drum. Anyway, they were super pretty. I think maybe if I even tried to make a little acorn. Sorry, I started coughing. I had to get a drink. I thought if I tried to make some kind of an acorn instead of a strawberry. So I thought I might try to play around with that a little bit. And then while I was there, I picked up Humble and Kind by Lottie Da. Super cute house. I thought that was so pretty. I didn't pick out any thread or anything for that. I'm almost positive I have some kind of fabric that I could use for that. So I just got the chart. Okay, and so now we're to the part about the Stitchy kindness, which I just cannot get over this, you guys. It's been a great couple of weeks. So, as I told you on my last video, I was gifted some patterns from Patty Jane, and she had said that she had accidentally purchased a couple of things twice during the COVID buying frenzy that we all seem to have fallen into during that time. So anyway, so she was wondering if I wanted a couple charts, and so she sent them to me. I didn't know what they were going to be, and when I got them, I was so excited. They were all pretty, but this one, A Shepherd's Song, was one that I had been toying with purchasing quite a few times and just kept talking myself out of it. So anyway, so I was planning on starting this on September 1st, but I didn't have any linen or fabric or whatever big enough. So I had it in like 32 counts and things like that, but I wanted it to be a little bit smaller so it wouldn't be huge on a wall. So anyway, so I didn't start it on September 1st, but I was fine with that. I worked on other things, and I planned on going soon to Little Creek Needleworks and find, I was going to find some fabric, and I wanted to spring for the fancy floss for the grass on here, because there's, oh, my lighting is kind of crappy, sorry. But anyway, there's a whole lot of grass, and I thought it would definitely show the variegation and the floss and stuff. So anyway, well then I got this email that I almost didn't even read. I was at work and I was on the end of my break, and I decided that I was going to stitch like I normally do. Well, I forgot my glasses. They weren't in my bag of stitching stuff. So I thought, oh well, I'll go through my emails. And so the first email said that I was completely out of storage on my Gmail account, and that I had to, I couldn't get any more emails. So I thought, okay, take the time to delete some of these emails that you don't need. And I accidentally deleted one, and I thought, well, wait a minute, what? I don't remember reading that one. So I undid it, and I looked at it, and here it was an email from like 4 days prior, and it was from a lady who said that she had kind of fallen upon my Flosstube channel by accident, and although we both think that it wasn't really by accident, I think God had a plan there, so I'm real excited about it. But anyway, she had contacted me and told me a wonderful story, and told me that she had enjoyed my channel, and it had just kind of been at the right time and place in her life, and that it had brought her some joy. And so she was hoping that she had already contacted my local needlework store and talked to Patty and said that she was gonna set up to give me a gift certificate so that I could get the floss for the grass, you know. So I was excited. And I was already planning on going today to go look at stuff anyway. So it all worked out fine. She was able to talk to Patty, got it all arranged and stuff this morning before I got there. Anyway, I had so much fun looking at all the things, and then it turned out to be such a generous gift certificate. I thought it was just going to be for a couple skeins of fancy floss, you know. And here, just a second. Okay, sorry. And here it was such a generous thing. I was able to purchase the fabric and the floss, and I think I still was able to get some of the other things that I had showed that I got today. So anyway, I am just so excited, and I just feel so blessed by this whole community. I feel like the sweet comments that people leave, saying how much they enjoy something, or telling me that they love the colors that I pick, or anyway, it just really blesses me so much. And to find out that, you know, somebody else enjoys my videos, it just really touches me. So I just feel very blessed. Just a second. Well, I could quit coughing here. That'd be great. But anyway, so I would like to thank, oh gosh, Patty Jane, Mary Jane, Mary Jane, Mary Jane. Oh my goodness. I think I've coughed so hard that my brains have come disconnected. Oh, shucks. Just a second. Okay. I inhaled real hard and my brain got sucked back into where it was supposed to be. Anyway, so it was Mary Jane who gifted me a shepherd song. So thank you again. And then I'd like to say a thank you to Shannon, who sent me the gift certificate and was so generous that I was able to get the fabric and everything. So I was able to get 40 count. Oh my goodness. So I've never stitched on 40 count yet. 36 has been my smallest squares that I've ever done. So I was able to get 40 count. It's an R&R Patriots Brew. So I got a big piece. It will be more than enough for that. And then the colors that I picked, she didn't have the called for color for the grass, but she had one that was, well, she did have the color, but she didn't have two skeins of it. So I picked Mountain Mist for the grass, and it doesn't really show the variegation on the video, but there is quite a bit. And then for the house, I decided to use Onyx because every place is out of black coffee right now. And then I grabbed some of the sheep colors, which I was really surprised by. I thought they would be more of a grayish color, and to me they're more of a beigey color. So anyway, I'll have to kind of play around with some of the colors just to make sure that they'll go good on my fabric. But anyway, I'm super excited. So I'm hoping that that will get started tonight. And then while I was there, I also picked up another Plum Street Sweetheart Hill. And this one says, I belong with you. And it has a red house. So I thought this would look cute in our bedroom. So I even picked out the red, which it's showing a lot more red than it really is. But I picked Holly Berry from Classic Color Works for the house. So excited to start that one too. Let's start all of the things, people. Okay. So the other thing that I wanted to kind of touch base on was a lot of people had asked me about how I make my little floss rings. Basically the little charms that I put on my rings of floss. Anyway, this one I made with bittersweet, and I put a couple little leaves on here in a couple shades, and then a pair of scissors. Anyway, I've had a couple of people ask me how I made those, so I thought I would hurry and show some of the supplies that I got from Amazon. And so let me move the camera real quick and I'll show you that. Just a second. Okay, so I decided real quick I would share with you my little vignette I put up on my sewing room wall as you come in. I was able to get my new piece by Brenda Gervais put up, and I have my Olga's Tart, I believe, which was a Plum Street pattern, and I was able to use one of my little punch needle and primitive stitcher pumpkins, and I used one of the little pumpkins I got from the thrift store last week. And then underneath I just put sorry, just a second. I meant to fix it. Okay, just a second. I'm being physically challenged here by my tripod. Anyway, I decided to hang up my little broom that I had made, but somehow when I was hanging it up, I had pulled the little piece down a little bit, so I thought I'd try to fix it real quick. So anyway, I just put a little nail underneath my shelf, and then I just put my little crow thing up there. That was a freebie, I believe, or maybe it was a pattern that I had. I can't remember. I think it's a freebie off Pinterest. So anyway, real excited with how that turned out, and just thought I would share it with you real quick. Just a second. Okay, so I'm back, and I thought I would share with you a little bit about the thread drops. So I got on Amazon and I looked up, okay, first of all, I watched a tutorial by Farm Girl, who used to have, Michelle Rudy, who used to have a YouTube channel. And so basically everything that I had learned so far was from her videos. Although I have tried to find those videos, and I believe she's on a Patreon account now, and I don't think those videos are accessible anymore. So, but I do want to give her credit because she is who I learned what little bit I know. And she's the one that's recommended a lot of the products that I looked for. Okay, so I got on Amazon and I searched cabochons, and I got a bunch of different options. I ran into one that had, I want to say there was like 48 pieces. So anyway, you ended up, you would get the various sizes and various finishes of these little charms, and then you would get the little glass parts that you put inside. Okay, and then I just used a book that I found at the thrift store for my pictures. It just had a lot of you know, kind of small pictures of flowers, and so I would just take the little glass piece and set it on top of the picture wherever I kind of liked, and then I kind of made some little marks around it, cut it out, and then cut it to the size that I needed. I then took the glue, which is diamond glaze glue, which I also got off Amazon. And so basically I did the same thing, and I thought I would just show you a little bit about what I picked. I picked some fall colored ones, and like I said, I just kind of hold the piece on there and see where I want my picture to be, and then you trim it out real close. Michelle also recommended that you make sure before you glue your little cabochon on there to make sure that you kind of rub it off. Make sure there's no fingerprints or whatever on the glass part before you actually glue it down. So I usually try to rub it on, you know, my pants or whatever, just to kind of make sure there's no marks on it. And basically you're just going to put a little bit of glue on here. You just put your little piece of paper in there, little bit of glue again, and I would go less than more when you're doing this next step because you don't want it to ooze all the way out. So usually I can just put like a little just a little dab in the center, and then when you push your little piece on here and you push it all the way in, that just makes that glue smush out all the way around. And the more you play with it, the more you'll realize how much and how little, whatever. I also got some little jump rings at Michael's, and I believe this size that that I used to attach it to the ring, I believe is 10 millimeter jump ring, but I could be wrong about that. I know I purchased some, and I don't know if that's the smaller ones or the bigger ones. I believe it's the big ones. So I generally take one of these and I use one of them to attach it, and the rings that I bought for the floss to go on are just 2-inch rings, which I got, they're called silver book rings that I got off Amazon also. I got the 2-inch, but you can get different sizes if you don't want them to be this big, but I found this is a nice size. But anyway, I just attached the charm with a 10 millimeter jump ring, I believe. Or you can also feed this right onto the ring, but I find they hang prettier and they show better if you have a little bit of movement with it. So we have that ring holding it together, and then I have 2 more rings the same size, and I just used that to hook a button. Sorry, are you getting sleepy? Anyway, I just do a couple different shades of buttons and then a little charm. Charms I also got off of or from Amazon. Sorry, all my stuff's all over the place. So I was able to get them. I wish I could remember exactly how many charms there were, but there was a huge amount, and I want to say it was like $7 or $8. It had buttons and tape measures and scissors and irons and what kind, but you'll be surprised at how many options there are with that. So anyway, I hope that kind of helps a little bit. Like I said, I am by far an expert on it, but I did have a lot of fun making them, and I don't know, there's just something fun about pulling your I don't know if I have any. Yeah. So like if you just pull your threads out of your project bag and just to see, seriously, Everything's tangled. Normally it never gets tangled, but of course, something I don't plan for gets tangled. But anyway, so you just reimagine this now. You just pull your threads out of your bag and you have a cute little tag on there. It's just so much fun. And to be able to just take your needle and get it underneath one little strand of your floss and just pull it out. I'll never go back to any other way of storing threads, I don't think. Can't imagine it. But anyway, I hope this helps. I had several people ask me about it, and so anyway, I hope this helps. But you can, you know, you can do just flowers. I did a ladybug, which I thought would be kind of cute. Oh, I took a little, I took part of my DMC floss, the skein, the little wrapper thing. I took that off and put it in there. I don't know, I thought it turned out okay. I just haven't finished that one yet, but anyway. So, I want you to keep an eye out because I should be reaching 1,000 subscribers pretty quick. I think I'm at 991. And if nobody unsubscribes, it's so funny. I try not to get too worked up about a number. I think now just do it for the enjoyment. Don't get sucked into the number, but I get sucked in to keeping track of the number, and then I think I got to a milestone marker, and then I get on there and I've lost 2 or 3, and I think, who unsubscribes? Just don't watch the video. But anyway, so if you want to do me a favor, double check to make sure that you're still unsubscribed. I mean, who knows? Maybe I did have one lady say that she hadn't been getting notifications of my video, so she watched about I don't know, 5 or 6 of my videos all in a row. She has a lot of strength. I appreciate it, Sarah. But anyway, back to the moral. So I'm hoping to do a giveaway on my next video. I will hopefully have everything put together. I have some ideas of what I want to do. And so I'm hoping to get some of that done tonight, and hopefully maybe next week, if I have reached that milestone of 1,000, we'll see. We'll, if nobody unsubscribes, we'll try to announce that anyway. I'll announce it next week anyway, because it's bound to happen eventually. A year or 2. So anyway, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to touch base on today. After I went to my L&S, I decided I didn't really need to go to the thrift store. Plus, my best friend Loretta had just been to the same store, and she said she didn't find anything. So I thought if she didn't find anything, we have the same taste. So I thought, well, I'm just gonna breeze on past there. And I did have a little bit of palpitations, but it wasn't anything life-threatening. So I just came on home and tried to do a video real quick. So anyway, I hope there was something interesting for you. Anyway, so I thought I would have some cute thrift store finds, but so far I didn't go this week. So maybe next week. Stay tuned. But I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of the week. If you do something that you want to share with me, I am on Instagram as LisaAbbey9137. And so it's real easy to share pictures there. So if you're interested, just go ahead and follow me there and share with me what you're up to. That always motivates me to get busy. So anyway, hope you have a blessed day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.